So I had a class the other night about ways to stop the alcohol noise in your brain, like constant thinking about it, being tempted by it, planning around it, strategizing how you're going to drink, what you're going to drink, when you're not going to drink, making rules. The questions I got at the end of that was like, I have the voice of God in my ear as well, but I also have the alcohol noise. And so many times it feels like the alcohol is louder than the voice of God. And she said, how do I manage that? How do I hear God more than I hear the alcohol? Not going to be something that you can snap your fingers and it goes away, but you need to make the voice of God louder than the alcohol noise. And how do you do that? There are multiple ways that you can begin to increase the voice of God in your life. In scripture, it says to write the promises of God on your doorways, put them on your mirror, put them on your forehead, on your arms, everywhere you go. So begin to recite and write down the promises of God everywhere in your house. Put them on your mirror, put them on your door frame, put them in your car, put them in your bathroom. Everywhere you go, everywhere you turn in your house, you should be able to see the words of God. The other thing you can do is increase your listening to praise music. Seem like simple ideas, but the simple ideas are the ones that often work the best. So when I'm feeling like I'm having a really hard time, praise music literally drowns out the voice of the enemy. And the voice of the enemy cannot continue speaking when we are praising God. I truly believe that. So many times when I've been like, oh, I don't even want to put this on, I put it on. The reality is that we cannot be in anxiety and be praising God at the same time. And so I would say strategically and intentionally begin to put on worship music at different parts of your day. You need to plan prayer time. Even if it's a 2-word prayer, like help me God, you can say that, that's a prayer. I want you to schedule out 5, 6, 7 times a day when you're going to stop and just ask God to be with you and walk with you. Make scripture a priority. No excuses. There's no reason that you can't be reading 1, 2, 3 verses per day. It can take a minute, but we've got to begin to increase the voice of God in our life if we want to decrease the voice of alcohol and the voice of the enemy. I know sometimes it doesn't feel like that's going to work and it feels like you're just taking actions, but those actions are what ultimately leads to mind change, heart change, and spirit change. So trust that God is going to show up with you here. If you put your faith in him and you start taking these actions to hear his voice, he is not going to return voice.